ಓಕೆ, ಶುರು ಮಾಡುವಲ್ಲ. ಓಂ ನಮೋ ಭಗವತೆ ವಾಸುದೇವಾಯ. ಓಂ ನಮೋ ಭಗವತೆ ವಾಸುದೇವಾಯ. ಓಂ ನಮೋ ಭಗವತೆ ವಾಸುದೇವಾಯ. ನಾರಾಯಣಂ ನಮಸ್ಕೃತ್ಯಂ ನರಂ ಚೈವ ನರೋತ್ತಮಂ ದೇವೀಂ ಸರಸ್ವತಿಂ ವ್ಯಾಸಂ ತತೋ ಜಯಮುದೀರೇ. ನಷ್ಟಪ್ರಾಯೇಷು ಅಭದ್ರೇಷು ನಿತ್ಯಂ ಭಾಗವತ ಸೇವಯ ಭಗವತೆ ಉತ್ತಮ ಶ್ಲೋಕೆ ಭಕ್ತಿರ್ಭವತಿ ನೈಷ್ಟಕಿ. ಮೂಕಂ ಕರೋತಿ ವಾಚಾಲಂ ಪಂಗುಂ ಲಂಘಯತೆ ಗಿರಿಂ ಯತ್ಕೃಪಾತಮಹಂ ವಂದೇ ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರುದೀನತಾರಿಣಂ ಚೈತನ್ಯಮೀಶ್ವರಂ. ಓಂ ಅಜ್ಞಾನತಿಮಿರಾಂಧಸ್ಯ ಜ್ಞಾನಾಂಜನಶಲಾಕಯ ಚಕ್ಷುರುನ್ಮಿಲಿತಮೇನ ತಸ್ಮೈ ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರುವೇ ನಮಃ. ನಮೋ ವಿಷ್ಣುಪಾದಾಯ ಕೃಷ್ಣಪೃಷ್ಠಾಯ ಭೂತಲೆ ಶ್ರೀಮತೆ ಭಕ್ತಿ ವೇದಾಂತ ಸ್ವಾಮಿತಿ ನಾಮಿನೆ. ನಮಸ್ತೆ ಸರಸ್ವತಿ ದೇವೆ ಗೌರವಾಣಿ ಪ್ರಚಾರಿಣೆ ನಿರ್ವಿಶೇಷ ಶೂನ್ಯವಾದಿ ಪಾಶ್ಚಾತ್ಯ ಶತಾರಿಣೆ. ಜಯ ಶ್ರೀ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಚೈತನ್ಯ ಪ್ರಭು ನಿತ್ಯಾನಂದ ಶ್ರೀ ಅದ್ವೈತ ಗದಾಧರ ಶಿವಾಸದಿ ಗೌರ ಭಕ್ತ ವೃಂದ. ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ 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 ಹರೇ ಹರೇ, ಹರೇ ರಾಮ 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 ಹರೇ ಹರೇ. ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ. Everybody welcome for Bhagavatam study, Monday to Thursday. So let's start reading Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 12, text 26, right? Correct?
24, Prabhuji.
24, huh?
ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ 24 ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಭುಜಿ?
23 ಆಗಿದೆ ಮಾತಾಜಿ.
ಸರಿ, 24 ಓದುವ. ಯಾರು ಓದ್ತೀರಾ? Anybody can read?
Somebody is alerted.
I don't know.
ಇಲ್ವಾ?
ಇಲ್ಲ, ಓದಿ, ತೊಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ.
Shall I read, Prabhuji?
Yeah, please.
Hare Krishna, Canto 1, Chapter 12, text 24. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation purport by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Sarva Sad Guna Mahatmya Isa Krishnam Anuvrita Ranti Deva Ivo Daro Yayati
ಸರ್ವಸಾದ ಗುಣ ಮಹಾತ್ಮಯೇ ಏಷ ಕೃಷ್ಣಂ ಅನುವೃತ್ತಃ ರಾಂತಿದೇವ ಇವ ಧಾರೋ ಯಯಾತಿರ್ ಇವ ಧಾರ್ಮಿಕಃ. Translation.
This child will be almost as good as Lord Sri Krishna by following in his footsteps. In magnanimity, he will become as great as Ranti. In religion, he will be Maharaja Yavati. Purport. The last instruction of Lord Sri Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita is that one should give up everything and should follow in the footsteps of the Lord alone. Less intelligent persons do not agree to this great instruction of Lord as ill, but one
I think voice is breaking. Not able to hear people. Maria Prabhu, I think internet is weak. Or what about others able to hear what Prabhu reading?
No, Prabhu, it's breaking.
Foolish.
Maybe can I read it, Prabhu, now? So maybe just to because
Please.
Shall I read, Prabhuji?
yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I think Not
Yeah.
clear. Yeah.
Purport. The last instruction of Lord Sri Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita is that one should give up everything and should follow in the footsteps of the Lord alone. Less intelligent persons do not agree to this great instruction of the Lord, as ill luck would have it. But one who is actually intelligent catches up this sublime instruction and is immensely benefited. Foolish people do not know that association is cause of acquiring qualities. Association with fire makes an object hot, even in the material sense. Therefore, association with the Supreme Personality of Godhead makes one qualified like the Lord. As we have discussed previously, one can achieve 78% of the godly qualities by the Lord's intimate association. To follow the instructions of the Lord is to associate with the Lord. The Lord is not a material object whose presence one has to feel for such association. The Lord is present everywhere and at all times. It is quite possible to have his association simply by following his instructions, because the Lord and his instructions and the Lord and his name, fame, attributes, and paraphernalia are all identical with him, being absolute knowledge. Maharaja Parikshit associated with the Lord even from the womb of his mother up to the last day of his valuable life, and thus he acquired all the essential good qualities of the Lord in all perfection. Rantideva, an ancient king prior to the Mahabharata period, referred to by Narada Muni while instructing Satyajaya, as mentioned in Mahabharata, Drona Parva 67, he was a great king, liberal for hospitality and distribution of foodstuffs. Even Lord Sri Krishna praised his acts of charity and hospitality. He was blessed by the great Vashishta Muni for supplying him cold water, and thus he achieved the heavenly planet. He used to supply fruits, and leaves to the rishis, and thus he was blessed by them with fulfillment of his desires. Although a Kshatriya by birth, he never ate flesh in his life. He was especially hospitable to Vashishta Muni, and by his blessings only he attained the higher planetary residence. He is one of those pious kings whose names are remembered in the morning and evening. Yayati, the great emperor of the world and the original forefather of all great nations of the world, who belong to the Aryan and Indo-European stock. He is the son of Maharaja Nabusha, and he became the emperor of the world due to his elder brother becoming a great and liberated saintly mystic. He ruled over the world for several thousands of years and performed many sacrifices and pious activities recorded in history. Although his early youth was very lustful and full of romantic stories, he fell in love with Devyani, the most beloved daughter of Shukracharya. Devyani wished to marry him, but at first he refused to accept her because of her being a daughter of a Brahmana. According to Shastras, a Brahmana could marry the daughter of a Kshatriya, but a Kshatriya could not marry the daughter of a Brahmana. Then were very much cautious about Varna Shankara population in the world. Shukracharya amended this law of forbidden marriage and induced Emperor Yayati to accept Devyani. Devyani had a girlfriend.
Second.
I think somebody's this thing has got.
Yeah, Rudu.
I think Sumit. Now, done. The Kshatriya, but a Kshatriya could not marry the daughter of a Brahmana. They were much cautious about Varna Shankara population in the world. Shukracharya amended this law of forbidden marriage and induced Emperor Yayati to accept Devyani. Devyani had a girlfriend named Sharmishta, who also fell in love with the emperor and thus went with a friend Devyani. Shukracharya forbade Emperor Yayati to call Sharmishta into his bedroom, but Yayati could not strictly follow his instruction. He secretly married Sharmishta also and begot sons by her. When this was known by Devyani, she went to her father and lodged a complaint. Yayati was much attached to Devyani, and when he went to his father in law's place to call her, Shukracharya was angry with him and cursed him to become impotent. Yayati begged his father in law to withdraw the curse, but the sage asked Yayati to ask youthfulness from his sons and let them become old as the condition of his becoming potent. He had 5 sons, 2 from Devyani and 3 from Sarmishta. From his 5 sons, namely Yadu, Turvashu, Druyu, Anu, and Puru, 5 famous dynasties, namely the Yadu dynasty, the Yavana, that is the Turk dynasty, third, the Boja dynasty, fourth, the Malacha dynasty, Greeks, and fifth, the Paurava dynasty, all lamented to spread all over the world. He reached the heavenly planets by dint of his pious acts, but he fell down from there because of his self advertisement and criticizing other great souls. After his fall, his daughter and grandson bestowed upon him their accumulated virtues, and by the help of his grandson and friend Shibi, he was again promoted to the heavenly kingdom, becoming one of the assembly members of Yamaraja, with whom he is staying as a devotee. He performed more than 1,000 different sacrifices, gave in charity very liberally, and was a very influential king. His majestic power was felt all over the world. His youngest son agreed to award from his youthfulness when he was troubled with lustful desires, even for 1,000 years. Finally, he became detached from worldly life and returned the youthfulness again to his son Puru. He wanted to hand over the kingdom to Puru, but his noblemen and the subjects did not agree. But when he explained to his subjects the greatness of Puru, they agreed to accept Puru as the king. And thus Emperor Yayati retired from family life and left home for the forest.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So here, basically, they're talking about 2 emperors. It is told that association of correct people leads us on the path of the supreme personality of Godhead, and it's also told the child will be almost if we follow as following in the his footsteps. But if we have a child, it will be almost as good as Lord Krishna if we follow Krishna's instructions. He'll become a great king like Rantideva or Yayati. So after that, they tell that foolish people do not know that association is because of accumulation of the qualities of whatever we from the pure devotees we accumulate the qualities. Because of that only our life also becomes purified and all these things. So here they tell about Rantideva. Rantideva was one emperor who actually helped Vashishta. He was very pious, distributed food stuff, and did very famous for hospitality, it's told. And he used to supply water for Vashishta, and because of that, and he did all these services without any attachment for results. So he was blessed by Vashishta, and he also is a famous king. And second king, they talk about Yayati. Initially, Yayati was married Shukracharya's daughter Devyani, and her friend also Sharmishta, without telling. And when Devyani went and complained to her father, because he had sons from Devyani as well as Sharmishta, total 5 sons, two I think from one lady and three from the other. He cursed that Shukracharya cursed that he should become impotent. Basically, it is told that Brahmana can marry a Kshatriya's daughter, but a Kshatriya, it should not be the opposite. Like Brahmana can marry Kshatriya. No, I think it's what is it? Brahmana can marry a Kshatriya, but Kshatriya should not marry a Brahmana. Something like
Yeah,
that. Huh?
man should be higher class.
A man should be higher class. So man can be Brahmana, but a girl should not be from the Brahmin family. Huh? So that is what it is mentioned. Otherwise, it will lead to Varna Shankara. That is population which is not proper. The kids will not be properly morally and correct and all those stuff. So after that, Yayati, because of his thing, and Yayati was cursed by Shukracharya that he'll become impotent. And then he begged Shukracharya. Because of that, Shukracharya told, if any of your one of your five sons gives you back their youthfulness to you and accepts your old age, then it is okay. So the Puru, from these five sons, different dynasties arose. Some in Greece, some in Turkey, and all the different places. All these are Yadu dynasty, the Mlecha dynasty, and the Pauravas and everything. And Puru agrees to give, but later, finally, when he after 1,000 years, when he has enjoyed, and Yayati realizes that it is not right for him to take Puru's youthfulness, he returns the youthfulness and he tells him to become the king. The people were not happy that youngest son Puru was made the king, but Yayata then tells that he is the one who, for his father's sake, gave up his youth and took my old age, and he has been so selfless and serving me. So in that so then they agree to make him the king. They're ready to accept the youngest son Puru as their king, because they realize that he has been very obedient and selfless service. So it is also told that if we want to go in the path of Krishna consciousness, or to get the child as like Krishna, then we have to follow the footsteps of Krishna, and we have the association with the proper people. So they tell that like, if you have the association of the wrong people, then you go in the wrong path. And if you're having the association of like Prahlad Maharaj got the association of Narada from his womb itself. Huh? Similarly, Parikshit was protected by Krishna from his womb itself. So he had all the good qualities because his grandfather, all were devotees of Krishna. So that is why that's why they tell that Garbh Sanskar and all is done, because from the womb itself the child will get the proper spiritual knowledge. It is so advanced spiritual knowledge that a fetus itself can take the knowledge. It is so much divine, and this thing. That's what I understood, Prabhuji. Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Mataji. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, just one more point. Prabhupada in the purport starts saying that last instruction Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita is that one should give up everything and should follow the footstep of Lord alone. That's why generally, we keep saying, right, Prabhupada's always purport, the first line will be very, very punching line, and the last line will be very concluding line. Here, the first line he talks is simply Sarvadharma Parityaja. He talks about here. Krishna is instructing, give up everything, just surrender. But less intelligent people may not take that, but they'll have so many excuses. So that's why Prabhupada starts. Foolish people do not know the association. So another important point Prabhupada brings out is that association of pure devotees. Sadhu Sangha, Lava Matra Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Siddhi Hai. So that Sadhu Sangha, the association of a pure devotees, Lava Matra means the blink of eyes. That's enough. The Sarva Siddhi. Everything can be perfected. So actually, by reading Bhagavatam, we are having association of Lord Krishna and also association of the pure devotees and Srila Prabhupada. Because pure devotees like the Vyasadev and Sukadev Goswami, who has spoken Bhagavatam, and Prabhupada's purport. That's where we are having a wonderful association of Lord and his incarnations, and also the pure devotees. So that's why Bhagavatam considered topmost. So just by reading Bhagavatam, we can get multi-benefit we can get. So there's knowledge is there, bhakti is there, association of pure devotees is there. So association is given so much important. Prabhupada talks about when the fire is, when anything connected with the fire, it also becomes fire. For example, iron rod, put it in the fire, it also becomes red. Similarly, when I connect with the pure devotees, I also imbibe that qualities. When I connect with the drunkard, I'll try to, get the qualities of drunkard. When I connect with the pure devotees, I'll try to get the qualities of pure devotees. So that's why sadhu sangha, sat sangha is given so important. That's why Prabhupada says, whatever happens, don't give up sadhu sangha, don't give up satsanga. Sometimes we may have a different opinion, sometimes we may have some difficulties, but sadhu sangha is the only one we can save. Like the person, the devotional service, 99% depends on the chanting the holy name. But if he's not in association with devotees, he may not chant, because association helps. Association, the helping each other, inspiring each other, supporting each other. That is where the sadhu sangha comes. Otherwise, we'll be dragged. If I am associating with the person who is going to film every day, I may also tend to go with that. I may, get into Maya. That's why sadhu sangha is given so important. So whenever we get any opportunity to meet a sannyasi or sadhu or pure devotees, we should not miss that. So we should be very, very, actually it says we should be greedy. Laulyam should, take the blessings of the sadhu. Not only that, we should serve them. Sadhu sangha means not just take a selfie. That's why Prabhupada says it's like this one, bed bugs in the king's lap. The bed bug sitting on the king's lap, it'll be very close to king, but what it does is sucking the blood. We should not be like that. We should be serving them. We should understand the mood of that sadhu. How can I please him? How can I serve him? That is a sadhu sangha. And we should imbibe the qualities of the sadhu. So we should take that lessons and see how can I apply in my life. That is a sadhu sangha. That's the association. So taking association means not standing next to the taking selfie. That is the sort of myth we have today. So whenever such sage comes, we go and stand next to that, take a photo and publish it to everybody. No, that is not the sadhu sangha. Of course, it's good, but sadhu sangha is real. Sadhu sangha is that understand the mood of that particular pure devotee and how can I serve him? How can I please him? There are different way. Prabhupada talks about two kind of the service: Vapu seva, Vani seva. Especially when a guru serving, there is a Vapu seva. Vapu seva means the physical seva. For example, a guru or such sannyasi comes, we can cook prasadam for them, or we can arrange some fruits or some facilities for them, or transport, taking them to different places. There are so many Vapu seva we can do. But more than that, Vani seva, his instruction, following the instruction. Prabhupada says Vani seva is most important, because that's where my real change happens. I may do some Vapu seva, but after that I will forget. Vani seva means I will follow his instructions. If Prabhupada said, chant 16 rounds every day attentively, that is a Vani seva for me. That is instruction. So Prabhupada says that I'm always there in my purport, always there in my books. Just by reading Prabhupada books, Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita, we are associating with the Prabhupada's Vani seva. And not only that, we should imbibe that qualities in our life. That's where Prabhupada says, scrutinizingly read my books. So that's why we should be very, very focused reading Prabhupada books and see how can I imbibe that qualities in my life. Prabhupada says, Lord and his name, fame, attributes, paraphernalia are all identical. Just by hearing the Lord's name, just by chanting the holy name, or hearing the pastimes, it's all identical, non-different. So that's where we as a practicing devotees, our focus should be there. Of course, other Ranti Deva and Ayati Mataji explained Prabhupada written. We'll go on to the next sloka. Anybody has got any questions? Maybe you can share. Next one more sloka we can read, please.
I have one question, Prabhu. End of the lecture?
Yeah, we can ask. Yeah.
Okay. And afterwards, sir?
Yeah, after this, when we stop, then we can discuss on the questions.
Okay, Prabhu. Okay.
Sure. Next sloka, somebody can read. Anyone, please go ahead. If allocated, what? If not allocated, anyone.
It's allocated to Lakshmi Mataji. I think she is not there. If anybody wants to read, they may read, or else shall I read, Prabhuji?
I will read, Mataji. I am here.
Lakshmi Mataji is there.
Okay, Mataji, please read.
Yes. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Canto 1, Chapter 12, Text 25. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Dritya bali samah Krishne prahrada iva sadgraha ahartaiso asvamedanam vriddhanam paryupashakah. Translation: This child will be like Bali Maharaja in patience, a staunch devotee of Lord Krishna like Prahalada Maharaja, a performer of many Aswamedha horse sacrifices, and a follower of the old and experienced men. Purport. Bali Maharaja, one of the 12 authorities in the devotional service of the Lord. Bali Maharaja is a great authority in devotional service because he sacrificed everything to please the Lord and relinquished the connection of his so-called spiritual master who obstructed him on the path of risking everything for the service of the Lord. The highest perfection of religious life is to attain to the stage of unqualified devotional service of the Lord without any cause or without being obstructed by any kind of worldly obligation. Bali Maharaja was determined to give up everything for the satisfaction of the Lord, and he did not care for any obstruction whatsoever. He is the grandson of Prahalada Maharaja, another authority in the devotional service of the Lord. Bali Maharaja and the history of his dealings with Vishnu Vamana Deva are described in the 8th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 11:24. 11:24. Prahalada Maharaja, a perfect devotee of Lord Krishna, Vishnu. His father Hiranyakashipu chastised him severely when he was only 5 years old for his becoming an unalloyed devotee of the Lord. He was the first son of Hiranyakashipu and his mother's name was Kayadu. Prahalada Maharaja was an authority in the devotional service of the Lord because he had his father killed by Lord Narasimhadeva, setting the example that even a father should be removed from the path of devotional service if such a father happens to be an obstacle. He had 4 sons, and the eldest son Virochana is the father of Bali Maharaja mentioned above. The history of Prahalada Maharaja's activities is described in the 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Further, Parishit Maharaj's glories, how he will be compared with the Bali Maharaj, how he is compared to Prahlad is given here. Of course, Prabhupada explains the greatness of Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj, even though demonic family, he was known for giving charity. He had a little pride that I'm giving charity. So Lord did not like it. Lord did not like pride. So he came in the Vamana Rupa, the small calf Brahmana, dwarf Brahmana. So he requested. So Bali Maharaj asked, what can I give you? Then dwarf Brahmana, Vamana Dev said, what? I don't want anything. I am a Brahmana. Bali Maharaj said, ask something. Then Vamana Dev said, just give me land for 3 steps. That's it. So Bali Maharaj easily said yes. So Vamanadev covered the whole material world with one, whole spiritual world with the 2nd foot. Now asked Bali Maharaj, where can I keep my 3rd step? So that's time actually Bali Maharaj bows his head and says, keep it in my hand. Now Prabhupada talks about the story before that. When Vamanadev came, Shukracharya, the guru of Bali Maharaj, he realized it. This boy is not ordinary boy. This is Vishnu. So he instructed Bali Maharaj, don't give him. So, but Bali Maharaj refused to accept the guru's instruction because it's against the devotion service. So that's a point Prabhupada brings, that if your own guru goes against the service of the Supreme Lord, you may reject guru. That's the point. But we should be very careful. We cannot imitate this kind of instructions unless being properly authorized. Bali Maharaj is one of the 12 Mahajans. He is one of the such a great personality, like Kumaras and Yamarajas, Prahlad Maharaj, Sukdev Goswami. He is one of the such Mahajan. So because of his authority, he could decide. That's why he is compared with the Parishit Maharaj, compared with the Bali Maharaj. Of course, talks about Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad, we all know the great story of Prahlad, how tolerant he was. But Hiranyakashipu tried the different way to kill. but he was always depend on Krishna, Vishnu. So finally, Vishnu or Krishna came in the Narasimha avatar and killed Hiranyakashipu. So that pastime, you all know that. Again, point is that he is known for remembering Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam. Shravana is perfected by Kirtanam is perfected by Sukadeva Goswami. Shravanam perfected by the Parishit Maharaj, Smaranam perfected by Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad always remembered Vishnu, always remembered Krishna. Whatever happens is Krishna. So because of that, Krishna protected him all the ways. So again, as a practicing devotees, kind of a lesson for us that remember Krishna. So always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. This is the slogan we should keep in our heart. So whatever happens, Krishna is there with me. Krishna will protect. With this, we'll stop here. Devotees can share their comments or thoughts or questions, if any. Murali Prabhu, you had some questions?
Yes, Prabhu. Last sloka you were telling about devotional service, Prabhu.
Yes,
In
Prabhu.
that, no, now there'll be some situations where one in a work culture, he has to accept bribes, something like that. So he has to work also, he has to earn also, and side he'll be making spiritual activities like distributing Bhagavad Gita. So he has to work continuously, and then he has to distribute Bhagavad Gita. It looks as though he's doing sin and he's distributing Bhagavad Gita, Prabhu. So like this, he is to continuously keep on working and distribute Bhagavad Gita till his karma burns. Is it like that, Prabhu? And what, Prabhu?
No. First of all, in work, accepting bribe is a sin. I should write that is sin. And in karma, like I cannot negate sin with the pious activity. Now, positive, like in mathematics, positive, negative becomes adjusted.
Yeah.
But in karma, no. If I
Okay.
did sin, I have to suffer for it. If I did good, I have to enjoy. So I cannot adjust that. My sin will not be negated with the pious activity. But
No,
if
is
I,
it okay?
yeah, I'll come to the point. But
Okay.
the point that you said distributing Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavad Gita is not a pious credit. It is a karma. This is the kind of a devotion service.
Okay.
But doing a devotion service at the strength of doing a sin is not right. You know, thinking that I will keep doing sin and doing a devotion service, that is not the point. Of course, even if he does that, Krishna definitely will inspire him to stop that.
Okay, bro. That's all.
With that devotional service, Krishna definitely inspire him to stop the sinful activities. But definitely that good work, what he's doing is good. Let him continue. The more that does that, definitely he will stop the sinful activity. Krishna definitely, Krishna says, Tesha Sataktanam Bhajatam Priti Purvakam Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tam. He says, I will give the right intelligence, right time. So,
thank you, bro.
Good. Thank you, bro. Yeah, others can comment. Yeah, or Asha Mataji want to start the comments. Or Sumit Prabhu, anything you want to add, please?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. So yeah, so in the first verse, we actually again learn about the key lessons from the Bhagavad Gita, emphasizing the importance of like following the instructions of the Lord. Like the Lord's main instruction is like Sarvatanman Pratijya Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. So there, the idea of surrendering to the Lord is there. So when somebody is fully surrendered to the Lord, and in that way he takes the association of the Lord. One who surrenders to the Lord, he takes a 24 hours association with the Lord through his instructions, through his pastimes, through his darshan. So he's always getting that association. So because the Lord is absolute, anything we do service, we do japa, we do kirtan, we do shravanam, hearing the pastime of the Lord from the great devotees. So all this is like we are getting the association of the Lord. So especially if the instructions of the Lord we follow, because we are associating with the Lord, we acquire the divine qualities. So as Prabhupada wrote, like one can certain percentage of the qualities of the Lord living entity can acquire. So that much, that percentage is also very great. Like if somebody is able to do that, so he becomes like transcendental. So just like an example of like Prabhupada always gives, like if iron rod is kept in the fire, so that acquires the quality of fire. If you touch that iron rod, like one is touching a fire or one is touching the hot iron rod, his hand will get burned. So similarly, and the devotees will acquire the qualities of the Lord. And examples of Ranti Deva and Maharaj Yayati was given, how they exemplified the virtues derived from their devotion to the Lord. And also Ranti Deva is like for the charity and the hospitality he was noted, and Yayati, he has a transformation journey from youthful indulgence towards the sense gratification to the detachment and renunciation, and ultimately he achieved the spiritual fulfillment. So through these examples we can like understand like power of the divine association with the of the Lord. Yes.
Thank you. Yeah. Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna
My
Mataji.
takeaway for today: I should give up everything and follow the footsteps of the Lord. I should always associate with the devotees. Read Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. Reading Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita is like we can get the association of our Guru and other devotees. I should never give up Satsanga. There are two types of sevas, that is Vapu Seva and Vani Seva. And Vani Seva is the best, and that is nothing but following the instructions of what we hear. And I also learned about Shravanam, Kirtanam, and Smaranam. And the best takeaway is always remember Krishna. He's always there with us. And it is so inspiring that Krishna gives the right intelligence. That's my takeaway for today, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Archana Mataji, want to say anything? No. Lakshmi Mataji.
Nothing, Prabhuji. Already said that.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Mariappan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Almost all points are covered by devotees, Prabhuji. Association is the ultimate in progress of spiritual life. And Sadhu Sangha, I must utilize appropriately by serving Vapu Seva and Vani Seva, follow the instructions of the Sadhu, follow and imbibe the qualities in my life. To control unwanted population on the earth, Varnashrama Dharma is emphasized. For example, Brahmin men must marry Brahmin women. And Supreme Lord do not like pride. And Bali Maharaj and Vamana Dev story highlights this. And remember Krishna always. And our ISKCON principle and all our guidelines focused on remembering Krishna only, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, that much I have understood.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. Murali Prabhu, anything else you want to say? Okay.
Nothing, Prabhu.
Okay, Sridhar Mataji.
Okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Sadhu Sangha is very, very important in the devotional line. We practicing devotees. It is very important. If we be in Sadhu Sangha, we acquire all the good qualities of the Sadhu. We'll be in that line. Otherwise, if we don't be in that, we don't follow that. We are not in that Sadhu Sangha. We'll be more materialistic. Then this Parikshit Maharaj, he has the qualities like Bali Maharaj in patience, and Prahlad Maharaj like a devotee.
Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, Shruti Mataji, anything else you want to add?
Nothing, Prabhu. Everyone has covered. Hare Krishna.
Umar Shankar Prabhu, anything you want to add?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Today's class is very good, Prabhuji. So today we should some of the takeaways is that we should always have the sadhu sangha, and we should do Vappu and Vani Seva. Vani Seva is more higher than the Vappu Seva. So wherever we have to follow the instructions of the acharyas who have told us the instructions. Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. So thank you all for joining. So we'll see you tomorrow, same time. Vancha kalpatarabhyasya kripa sindhubhyacha patidana pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namanam antakoti vaishnavrinda ki jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. I'll end the call now. Hare